Welcome to the Bushido Gang. What's up, guys? It's Attack on Samurai, and welcome to my Pokemon Black and White Global Championship match from Pokemon Showdown. So, this is a tournament that is currently going on in the forums for Smogon. So, sign-ups are already done for. We already finished, but this is my round one, set one game against Captain Funk. Now, if you don't know who Captain Funk is, he has been on the channel before. We did a collab together on the ladder, playing in the DPP meta. So I was very surprised that he was my opponent. I was just like, yo, this is going to be good. This is going to be a good game. Because again, this is actually my first time playing someone that I actually know. So I was very hyped for this. I was just like, man, I can't wait to play. But yeah, before we get started with this game, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, join my Discord Bushido Gang, and subscribe for some more content on the channel. Also, follow me on my Pokemino and check out my Smogon profile. All those links will be down in the description. So without further ado, let's dive into this game. So here we go. Alright, so turn one, I lead with my Kyurem as he leads with the Starmie. So I like Kyurem because looking at his team, we're both running Ring, by the way. In case you don't know how the black and white meta works, pretty much a majority of teams are going to be having, or a majority of teams have some way of weather, or have weather. So pretty much the most dominant weathers are Sand and Rain. So Rain is the most offensive one, while Sand is more defensive in this meta. There's occasionally Sun, but Sun isn't as good. Unless you run like Sun and Sand, it could probably be decent at best. But these are the weathers that you will see almost every time you play Black and White. Sometimes people run weatherless teams, but those weatherless teams don't really do that well. Unless it's like Dragmag. Dragmag does pretty well. Dragmag, which I mean just having dragons and having like a magnet and having a Magnezone pair with it. That's what I mean by Dragmag, in case you guys don't know, or in case you guys didn't know. But yeah, I led with Kyurem against him because Kyurem has a very good matchup against his whole team. He doesn't really have much in terms of ice coverage, or much for ice types. Again, his offensive waters can't be his offensive waters can't really deal with Kyurem because I could potentially have Fusion Bolt, so I could pretty much break through bulky waters anyway. So he has a pretty rough time against it, which is why Kyurem was literally the best lead for me. So I'm gonna go for the beam there, as he is going to get a little bit of chip on. As I'm gonna get a little bit of chip on him, he's gonna go for Rocks now. As I bring in my Jirachi, expect him to switch or something, but he goes into Garchomp now. As I get up Rocks from my Jirachi, so now I'm forced to switch, and I have to go into my Thundurus. Predicting a Quake, but he shows Sub. So since he showed Sub, I was just like, oh, this man must be running SD. So he didn't do it. He just went for Outrage. So my Thundurus died, which I mean Thundurus wasn't really gonna do much anyway. He goes for the Outrage since he's locked in anyway. So I go for the Body Slam and hope it breaks. It does not break because my Jirachi is weak as hell. Well, it's actually not that weak. It's just, you know, not that invested. But yeah, he's still locked into it. So I'm able to break the Sub now with the next Body Slam. I go into Keldeo as my opponent is going to go for the Earthquake on my switch in. So that was a great play on his part. Again, I already lost my ground immunity, so he was pretty free to Quake now. He brings in Toad as I go for the Secret Sword. I went Secret Sword because Secret Sword was literally the best play for me, because nothing on his team really takes Secret Sword defensively. Unless his, not even Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn can pretty much get to a KO'd. So yeah, he pretty much had no other switch in but Toad. So he pretty much just is going to sack Toad here. And he's okay to do that because I have my own Toad, which hasn't even got chipped yet. So he goes Gyarados now, and I'm just like, oh no, he about to go for the Sub. I'm just like, no, I ain't staying in here. So I go into my Toad as he goes for Sub. And then he reveals the Dragon Dance on the next turn. I'm just like, alright, the best play I can make is just go for the Encore. So I lock him into Encore as he's forced to DD. So now what I can do is I can actually switch out, go into Kyurem, and I can force him out with Fusion Bolt. Or I can't force him out with Fusion Bolt because he's locked in with Encore. But I can basically break his Sub with Encore. I mean, I can break his Sub with Fusion Bolt now, and he's forced to switch out. So I go for the Fusion Bolt, I break his Sub, and he's still locked into Encore, so he's pretty much forced to switch out now. So he's going to switch out now as he brings in the Ferrothorn. And I go for the Fusion Bolt again, thinking maybe he want to sack it or something. Because honestly, honestly, I honestly feel like he didn't need Gyarados at this point. But then again, it was still really good against me since this is his only like set. Well, he has 2 setters or 2 sweepers. He has these 2 together. But I don't know. No, I think he made the right play. I think he made the right play switching there. I didn't. Yeah, he made the right play switching there. So never mind. It was just me thinking something else. But yeah, I go for Fusion Bolt on Ferrothorn, and I was actually surprised because I don't take any hazard damage, or not hazard. I don't take chip from Ferrothorn because of Fusion Bolt. So I was very surprised by that. I thought it was a contact move, but I guess not. So I go for the beam. I get a lot of damage on Ferrothorn, and I actually froze it. But then it thawed. Then he broke through with Whip, but Whip is not going to break my sub because Kyurem is a fat Mon. That Mon is not going to break from Power Whip from anything. So I freeze him now, and pretty much this Ferrothorn's going to drop. I'm just going to let you know that this game, this whole series, honestly, was pretty full of hacks. So you're just be on the lookout because that was just one of them. Now Garchomp comes in here and he's gonna break my sub with Quake, so he gets a crit. Crit didn't really matter because I already got hit by the whip, so I'm able to kill him with the beam. He was Yachi, but it didn't matter. And there goes Lottie, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm not trying to take a Draco. So he predicts me to switch into my Cruel on a Draco, or maybe even predicting Jirachi, but I definitely had to go Cruel there because I wanted to try and spin these hazards away. So he goes Thunder. Well, it was more like a sack, and also more like I needed to just get rid of hazard. So luckily my Tentacruel was able to live it, as my Cruel is pretty bulky on the Spadef side. So he goes for Thunder again, and he gets the pair on my Rachi. So with the pair on Rachi, he's pretty free to Thunder again. He doesn't get the roll. I'm guessing he didn't have Pump, or maybe he didn't want to risk it. But I get the pair on Starmie. It doesn't really matter since he's going to be actually, no, he was analytic, so I think that actually didn't matter. But yeah, he's gonna just go into Gyarados as I go for the Body Slam again. I honestly feel like he should have just taken the kill. I don't think he had to really do it there and switch out. But I'm assuming that he probably didn't want to risk anything. But whatever. Gyarados is here and it's paralyzed. He's gonna sack it now, so Gyarados is dead now. Now he's gonna go into the Latios. And since he did that, I can go into my Jirachi as he goes for Trick, and he's gonna be able to trick my Jirachi now. Losing my lefties, he can just go for Surf and not kill me, so I can just go for the Body Slam. Paralyzed it, unfortunately, because that's just what Jirachi does, and that is pretty much gonna be the game now. As my Kyurem can pretty much just clean up everything else with Ice Beam, and Fusion Bolt. So yeah, that is the game. Again, I really feel like Funk should have taken the risk and just taken out my Jirachi. If he did that, then I honestly think he would have had a better shot. I guess maybe, yeah, honestly, if he just took out my Rachi, then it still would have been well, okay, actually one. I still had my Keld in the back, and the fact that his Latios was actually Choice Scarf, or was Choice Specs, because I think my Keldeo was actually Choice Scarf, if I remember correctly. I think mine was Choice Scarf, so I think I still had a shot at breaking through him with my own Keldeo. Might be wrong though. I think it might have been Specs. But still, my Keldeo was definitely gonna be a problem for him in the late game. So I guess he didn't want to risk it, or I guess he wanted to hope I get paralyzed. So I think that's what he was hoping for. But yeah, that's gonna be game 1. So I will move on to game 2 very, very quickly.